Statesmen Nation, here with Sarah Hansen, women's basketball player, junior out of Kewanee, Illinois. Appreciate you coming in for a little bit. She's looked all over the Statesmen 16. She is more than ready for all of this. She also killed her two finals. Sorry, I shouldn't have hiccuped there after killed, but she did very well in her two finals earlier today, so she's just smoothing right through, cruising right through the day. So ready to go for the interview. Thanks for coming in, and you're all ready to go. So let's first off, before we get into this, we have to talk basketball because that's just got to be done. But you guys are off to a splendid start, to say the least. Nice 7-3 record, ranked 33rd. A lot of new individuals, including yourself. I guess just talk about, in your viewpoint, how the season's been going, what you guys have accomplished so far, and what you still want to accomplish. All that.
It's been great. I mean, in the beginning, it was we didn't start off, we started off kind of slow, but we kept working. The thing about our team is we want it. We have that passion.
Yeah.
If you were ever to go to like a practice or something, you would notice that we put 110% into practice, and we transfer it to games. A lot of teams you don't see, put 110 into practice and games. So I think that's been like why we have been doing so well is because we keep working.
Mm-hmm.
Every next game is the most important game in our eyes. Doesn't matter who we play or, how good they are. So.
Sure.
And especially defensively, our goal is to keep them under 60, and we've been doing a really good job doing that.
Definitely.
So.
Yeah, I think that stands in the forefront more than anything is that you guys are willing to work hard defensively. Like you said, I don't think there's any day that you're turning it off and saying, all right, we'll just cruise through this. It seems like, I've watched enough of your practices and the games and seeing that there's no off switch.
No, and if
it doesn't matter who comes in. Yeah, if there
was, we're coming back at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, so. you're gonna hear it. I always tell this story, but Coach Scott, the first summer he was here, was working with some JV players, some individuals that probably were never gonna move up, but he worked with them just the same as he worked with the varsity, and it was, why aren't you putting forth this effort? You're not doing this. You're not gonna accomplish your goals, etc. And so. Obviously, a lot of passion there, and that just trickles down into you guys, and you guys have definitely fed off that passion and added your own. So it's worked out very well. Nice 6-1 start to conference play. Talk about your role on the team. I know you're the sharpshooter, so to speak, but you have a lot of other assets that you bring to the team. So just talk about, I guess, again, your role.
Well, coming here, my initial role was to shoot the ball.
Right.
And that's always been my role throughout, high school and my first 2 years of college was just to shoot the ball.
Right.
So, to be honest, I never really played defense.
Yeah.
I was my previous coaches will vouch for me. I was never a defensive player, but when I came here, Coach made sure I played defense.
Yeah.
And now he's expanded my role, but my key role is always, shoot the ball.
Right.
But, he even told me, he said, I want you to average 18 points, but I also want you to average 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals a game. So, he's trying to expand my role a little bit, but it'll always be just to shoot the ball.
Right. Well, it's working out well. You've had some very hot games out there. I think 31 points earlier on this season. So it's when the gym gets warm, you're even warmer, I think. So again, great start to you guys. Congratulations on all of the success so far. We'll get into this stuff in a second, but remind everybody, Sarah and the ladies will be playing at Culver Stockton Saturday afternoon at 2, and then I'm forgetting the time on next Monday against Lindenwood Belleville, but it'll be at home. I think it's 5:30 is what we're going to go with. I think it's 5:30 here in Penn Gymnasium. Last time to catch the Statesmen before holiday break, and then they'll be back and crushing it in hard action in January and February. So again, best of luck as we move forward here. So, all right, the fun stuff, the Statesmen 16 here. So, all right, Sarah Hansen, what is your nickname?
I don't really have a nickname. My best friend Sydney, she calls me Sarah.
Okay.
Sometimes I get Sarah Bear or just Hansen.
Right.
But I don't. It's usually just Sarah. Or when I'm in trouble, my mom calls me Renee. So.
Middle name.
Middle name.
Yeah. Just Renee. She just goes right to it. All right. Talk about why you chose William Penn. Coming from the JUCO level, obviously you had some opportunities.
Yes. I actually had a lot of Division II NCAA looks too, and William Penn was honestly my last decision. It was one that I visited the school and I was like, definitely not.
Right.
What it came down to was I went and visited a Division II school, and when I scrimmaged with them, it was really easy for me to get off.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came here and I scrimmaged with the girls here,
right.
and it was very competitive. Like it was hard. It was hard for me to score.
Right.
That didn't make my decision. What made my decision was Coach Scott came to my hometown, and he put me through a workout, and he was just as intense as he is now. Even when I wasn't even, his. If I would miss 3 times in a row, it was a down and back. If I missed short, it was a down and back. He pretty much killed me. But I loved the passion. Like, I love things like that where a coach cares and stuff like that. So that's, honestly, he's a really good recruiter. And a coach. So that definitely brought me here.
Definitely. All right, cool. All right, what is your favorite thing about the women's basketball program?
I would definitely say the fact that we are like a family, and the fact that this is one of the first teams that I've been on where they actually want it and want it bad and care and go 110% and don't mess around, So that's definitely something I love because I've always been like that. So if I was ever on a team that we just messed around, it really bugged me.
Right.
So.
Yeah, sure. All right. You said you have an interesting answer to this, so I'll let you can sort through all of it. But who is one person in history you'd most like to meet?
Okay, so
strap in, because she's going to make it an interesting answer, but she's going to have a lot of behind the scenes to it too.
Yes, I am very big into World War II. Everything about it. I love learning about it, talking about it, things like that. So one person that I would definitely like to meet, just because of the impact he had on history and World War II, would be Hitler.
Right.
His strategies and the way he, talked to people, I would be interested in hearing and listening to it and just seeing how he really was back then. And that goes along with like Anne Frank, seeing her side. I would love to meet them both, but today, if it was somebody that was alive, Ellen DeGeneres by far. So I know it's a little Hitler.
we said, it's just all over the place with the very big spectrum there, but great answers, so very cool. All right, if you could use one word to describe Coach Scott, what would it be?
Passionate.
Yeah, and you explained the hometown visit that shows the passion right there. All right, what is your favorite restaurant?
Texas Roadhouse.
Okay.
I would be the cheapest date because I just
want
love the rolls.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Everybody, it's the rolls. Texas Roadhouse should have just commercials on just their rolls. Exactly. They don't have to sell anything else. All right, if you were not playing basketball, what other sport would you like to play?
I would love to play lacrosse.
Okay.
I played it my freshman year of college, and I was actually good at it. It was my first year ever playing it, and I loved it. Yeah. It was so much fun.
Very cool. Cool. All right, what is one place you'd most like to visit?
Germany.
Okay.
The concentration camps.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that, off camera, so very cool. All right, what do you do in your spare time, when you have spare time? I know it's not a lot of that. So.
I love to play the guitar and sing and write.
Okay. Very cool.
Yep.
You are a Renaissance woman, huh? You can play basketball, she can play lacrosse, she's in the Army. We'll talk about that in a second. I don't want you to get off camera without talking about that for a second. But all right, two-part question. If you're if you're stranded on a deserted island, who would you bring with you, and what one item would you bring as well?
I would bring Justin Ellis. He's my first sergeant actually.
Okay.
just because he's really smart and knowledgeable when it comes to pretty much everything.
Right.
I feel like I would, and he's hilarious, so I would not only have somebody to take care of us and
Right.
outsmart everything, but I would,
You almost
have
enjoy
the
your time
laughs.
actually
Exactly.
too. So there you
Exactly.
go. All right, and the one item.
Oh, I would think like a sharp knife.
That's what I
I
would
feel
think
like
too.
that would always.
I would think that would always be
Yeah.
very helpful for sure. All right. What has been your biggest challenge so far?
In life, basic training, because I came out of high school and went straight there.
Right.
So I had to leave my parents and all at the same time get yelled at every single day
Right.
for weird stuff. And
Yeah.
it was just hard mentally.
Yeah.
Not really physically, just mentally.
Right. Definitely. This is not on here, but I said we could have follow-up questions, so you have to talk a little bit more about this. But just talk about the Army side of life. I know this has actually impacted, life here at Penn, where you've had to take weekends and go and do your reserve training and all of that. But how is that? I guess a couple of questions. When did you decide you wanted to go into the military? How has the military impacted your life? And I guess what are your future plans within the military? You kind of told me at least part of the last answer, but you have to tell them not to. So.
Okay, I decided to join right when I graduated high school. I didn't really know what I wanted to be, and it scared me, and I wanted to be a good role model for my family, my sisters, my town,
Right.
And myself. So I got a random call from a recruiter and thought it was a sign from God.
There you go.
So I took it. Plus, I love physical activity, so I was like, ooh, this looks like fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Said no one ever.
Yeah, right. So that's why I joined. And then what was the second question?
Just how has it impacted your life currently? Like I said, I know you get pulled away from school sometimes having to do your other training. But.
Yeah, it can become stressful sometimes, but you could agree that's part of being an adult is having to balance a lot of things. And sometimes, I let it get the best of me, but to be honest, I love both. Like, I love the military and I love basketball here. So it's a good opportunity to be in the reserves where you can do both.
Right.
But as far as my future plans, I do want to go beyond that. I do want to go active duty. I want to be a mental health therapist in the military, and just hopefully retire from the military at age 40.
Yeah.
So,
which always seems weird, but that's exactly how it works. So, very cool. Alrighty. Well, thank you for indulging me. I said there would be follow-up questions. That's how I wanted to go down that path for a second. All right. If you could learn to do anything, what would it be?
I would say kickboxing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can see that. You said active girl. You wanted to do it all, so very cool. All right. Who in your life has been the most influential?
My parents.
Sure.
I know that's a really basic answer, but I feel like that should be most people's answer.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be anywhere without them.
Definitely. All right. Do you have any pets?
No, not me personally.
Okay. Do you want any pets? Would you like to have pets? If you could, if it wasn't an issue right now, all that, would you like to have pets?
I would love to have pets. I think my boyfriend Bradley would vouch for me there. Every time I see an animal, I want it.
Yeah, right.
No matter if it's a tiger, a bear, anything.
Yeah.
So.
You could wrestle with a bear, sure. Right? Very cool. All right. What's one activity that absolutely terrifies you, and how much money would you have to be paid to actually do it?
The one thing that would terrify me would be in like a box full of spiders or something like that, or just in a room full of spiders. I hate spiders.
Yeah.
So I don't think you could pay me enough, to be honest. I don't think I would ever do that.
No, I think that's definitely high up on a lot of people's lists. They don't want to mess with that stuff. All right, last but not least, if money were no object and you couldn't be a pro basketball player, what would your dream job be?
A coach.
Okay.
I love coaching.
So that's maybe down the road after the career in the Army.
So.
There you go. Very cool. Well, it sounds like you have everything just all planned out, so it's I'm sure going to roll right down that line for you. So, all right, Sarah, appreciate you coming in. Thank you for again indulging me, and she had tough time with a couple questions, but we talked it out, and she's like, "Oh, I got a good answer for that now." So, anyhow, it's a lot of fun. Best of luck as the season progresses. We'll keep tabs on you, and hopefully pick up a lot more wins as we go along. Again, Sarah and the ladies, Culver Stockton, down there on Saturday, and then back here, Lindenwood, Belleville on Monday, and then it's Christmas break. So, alrighty, best of luck the rest of your finals if you have any left. And all right, we'll see you soon.